So the first question is, please explain the process of what goes into planning rolling out to an external event. So first, I would gather as much information about the external at the UVSA meetings. And then second, I would ask for the board's approval, asking if they want to roll out to this external event. And then third, I would create the Facebook event page and all the necessary forms, such as the sign-up forms and the ride forms. And then fourth, I would advertise the external at GBMs. And then lastly, I would assign people to cars and ensure that everyone is aware of what's happening before we actually roll out to the external event. So the second question is, how do you plan on improving upon what the ICCs have done this past year? Something I plan on improving is the turnout rate. To do so, I would post about any external events as soon as possible and spread the word. Doing so, members are able to refer back to their schedules or calendars to see if they can attend or not, and it will also allow them more time to think about if they can attend. Another thing I can do is personally reaching out to members at GBMs or contacting members that attended the GBMs, asking if they can attend the external or not. When you personally reach out to someone, they feel more invited and more included when rolling out to externals. Another thing I wanted to improve is the external relations between SCSU and the other VSAs. To do so, I want to further educate UVSA and how there are other VSAs outside of SDSU. So members are more aware and they're more inclined to reach out and make more friends outside of state as well. So when they meet more people outside of SDSU, they would probably want to meet up with their friends when we roll out to externals. And in addition to creating ride group chats for external events, I believe having an overall rollout group chat would be beneficial as well. Doing so would further kind of enforce a sense of togetherness as SCSU rolls out to externals. ICC or board members can issue last minute updates, or if there were any emergencies that would need to be informed. If a car were to be lost or needed help, they can always ask the chat for help. And just overall, just having the chat will allow members to socialize and hype up the event as it approaches. So the third question is, how will you encourage our SCSU VSA members to interact with members from external schools? So one idea I had was to create some sort of challenge to meet other people when we roll out to externals. So an idea for that is to take pictures with someone you don't know from a different school, and the member that takes the most pictures or meet the most people, we could either shout them out or we could buy them a meal before we leave the external back home. And then another idea I had was to implement with other ICCs if we could do like a quick icebreaker, social icebreaker before the start of every external event. So as schools are starting to arrive at the externals and before we enter the actual like building, we could do like a mini icebreaker to get to know each other. And then another idea that I also had was to see if other ICCs would be down to introduce like a pen pal system within UVSA where members can sign up and simply meet a random VSA member around Southern California. It's a very simple way and it's just a way to meet new people.